Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another exciting episode of Those Natural Ones. And thank you all who tuned in to our episode last Friday, our special in-person, sitting around a real table, rolling real actual dice episode. It was a lot of fun. A lot of weird things happened. Some fun things, some sad things happened. But if you haven't seen it, go back, check it out. Before we get started today, a few quick announcements. Scott, tell them about what's going on.
I'll tell you what's up. We have a Patreon. That's what's up. Patreon.com/those natural ones. Please check it out. It's our best way to support the stream. Many levels to choose from. One of those is a weekly shout out. So once again, thank you for your continued support. Less than Flora Marlat. Hopefully the COVID doesn't last too long. You can go and not get COVID to our Patreon. Base level $5 a month, and that's less than $1 an episode, which is awesome.
Yeah.
All the way up to advertising opportunities. Patreon.com/those natural ones.
We need a lot of new equipment, so please do what you can. Support us on Patreon so we can buy all this new equipment we need.
You're supporting us, and you get stuff.
You do. You get merch, you get shirts and stickers and mugs and all kinds of fun shit. Not only do you get access to all of our short content like a week before it goes live on every other platform. So there's that too. So thank you for that.
Once I get all of our character sheets from everybody, I'll be uploading that for everybody at second level above.
All right. So when not on Patreon, where else can they support us, Emery?
When you're not supporting us on Patreon, you can always support us by tuning in every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Savings, or not time. You know which time it is. At that time, you can watch us on YouTube, on Twitch, on maybe those other sites once we get those figured out, or, we'll think about that. You can interact with us on Facebook, on X or Twitter, or whatever it is that everyone's leaving in mass. On
Blue
Threads.
Sky.
Yes, that's the next one. We are on Blue Sky now.
Yeah, we are.
That's right.
It's like Twitter, but real.
Yes, real and better, that's all we want. That's all we want.
It's Twitter without ads and without bots.
And without Elon.
These are all
Well,
possible.
I think part of the point of Blue Sky is decentralized, so there's not like one company running all the servers, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The
Open source and
better and literally
Self-moderating.
every way. You can also interact with our very own Butch on Butch's blog on Tumblr.
This is true. Send me questions. Butch will answer them, even if he doesn't know the actual answers. Fredzilla.
Called out.
But I'll do my
Yeah.
best. He will do his best, because he's an honest guy.
Honest, even when he doesn't know the answer.
Yeah.
You can also, for those of you listening to the audio-only podcast form, listen in all of in all of the places where podcasts are spread out into the universe. Do remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below and let us know how we're doing. Hit the bell for notifications and make sure that when you do, you hit all and not personalized, so that way you never miss an episode. Share. Tell your friends. Any and all engagement helps us out a ton.
Especially those comments. Those comments definitely help out with the algorithm. Thank you. Emery. That's all we got for today.
Oh
no.
Your mic. Mic again.
Do the thingy.
Dead air, dead air, dead air.
Hello? Is that better?
There you go.
All
Much
right.
better.
So, you know how I said we need new equipment? Yeah, that's one of the things we need. One of the handful of things that we need. So, help support us. Anyway, Sam, what happened on Friday?
So on Friday, big day, D-Day, the day. Anyways, the party exited the cave and headed toward the keep to face off against a mutated Darkwater. Entering the city square in Castilatri, we were attacked by mind flayers and Duragar and some bigger mind flayers who were ready for us already. They read our minds, I guess. As the battle continued, with some of the party in mortal danger, none other than Hymir, the Crimson Raven, Mom, and Hymir's past adventuring party arrived to save the day. They took over and we headed for the keep. At the keep, we faced off against Darkwater and a few more mind flayers. The entire party was infected with tadpoles, but were otherwise successful in defeating the mutated dragon. Just as the battle ended, the Solar, who had given us the horn to summon him, appeared. He was able to remove the infection, and the party began to rest in the idea that we were successful. Before we can enjoy that moment too much, though, Elric saw Amisra being dragged away by Duragar. He gave chase and was captured by Strahd. Strahd then killed Amisra, capturing her soul in his sword. We freed Elric and secured Amisra's body before rejoining the other forces.
As you did, yes. Let's get some music going so it's not as much dead air here for the inevitable time when my microphone fucks up again. Maybe. So, as you all exit the caves and you end up heading back to the ruined keep. As you approach, you start to see these other battle groups approaching, the leadership parties of the Genasi, the Sky Pirate crew, Hymir, his group, as well as the leaders of the Goblin encampment. As they all approach, you see Calliope and Cassiel kind of walking around the steps into the keep there. Calliope kind of leans down, picks up a couple stones, kind of chucks them off to the side, just kind of like looking at the place that she ran, the place that she commanded for so long, now lying in ruins and rubble. As you enter this courtyard with this massive group of leadership of different legions and different squadrons throughout, you see different groups kind of breaking off and conversing in different sections of this courtyard. As you walk in, they all kind of stop for a second and kind of glance over your way. As you're walking in, Orpheus, you were carrying Amisra, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And as they see you approach holding her, the courtyard kind of goes silent. What are you all doing?
I don't think I caught up yet, did I?
You would have caught up around during the walk somewhere.
Okay.
But just keeping an eye on Elric, given his mood, and also Gwen, because that's what he does.
Elric is just kind of looking at everyone, just expecting someone to say something.
well. Yeah.
Is everybody like not outside of our party? Is everybody looking at someone in particular? Or are they all staring at us?
Currently, they're all looking at you as you walk in carrying a Misra.
Oh, is the general there?
She is, yes.
Which will wave to General Collette.
She just kind of nods towards you, solemn look on her face. She takes a few steps forward to and kind of greets you all as you enter the courtyard and is like, what happened? She was, we were fighting on the beach and I turned around and she was gone.
Strahd happened. Yes, he was here. And I'm not sure quite what happened. Elric took off. I knew something was important because that's not something Elric does. So we went after her and we went down. Was it the trash heap? I can't remember. I can't hear you, Nick.
Oh yeah, you're not coming through at all, man.
Sweet. It was the old entrance, the one that we snuck into the city. And there was a metal barrier between us and them. We didn't know what was going on. We worked. I could hear shouting, talking on the other side.
Hello.
There you go.
Good.
There he is.
When we finally got through, Elric was in bounds. Strahd had disappeared. And Amisra was gone.
She kind of walks over to you, Elric, and kind of places a hand on your shoulder. And he's like, I am so sorry.
I went after him. His tracks stopped, so I assume he transformed, and I didn't catch a glimpse of him.
I wasn't fast enough.
I'm gonna nod at the general and kind of walk over to Hymir.
Hymir's standing there and just kind of like looks at you as you approach. Doesn't really say much, but catches your gaze.
What your druids did for Gwen. Could you do that? Could you do that for Isra?
Did you try looking over at Butch and Ember? Did you attempt?
We did.
What?
We tried to bring her back.
And there was
No connection to her soul.
kind of looks across to you all, kind of looks solemnly at you, Elric. It's like, without a present soul, there would be nothing to bring back. The soul would have to be freed and willing to return.
Can you sustain her body?
Of course, but I will also let you know that the magics we can utilize, regardless of the condition of her body, we do have options to bring her back, but we will keep someone on guard to keep her body stable, if that's your wish.
If Anand's vision was true, I know where her soul is. There's a blade. A blade that he used. If the magic in that blade can be undone, perhaps her soul can be freed at least.
Elric, would that also bring back Bart?
I don't know.
Arnon, make me. I'm gonna have you roll 2 different checks first. I'm gonna have you roll a history check first.
At regular.
Yeah.
$22.
Fantastic. So you recall the times, or you recall in the vision the time seeing Strahd use this sword. Make me an Arcana check.
14.
That's pretty good.
With a 14,
I missed it by 1, I think.
with a 14, it's tough to say.
Ask
But-
me again later. Sorry, Nick.
The 8-ball.
It's tough to say, but you remember in this vision there was specific times where Strahd would use this sword where it almost seemed to give out an extra like pulse of energy, an extra and kind of increased seemed to hurt a little more whenever he utilized this pulse of energy.
I'll tell everybody that.
Whether these two things are connected, you're not sure.
Stinks of necromancy.
Yeah.
The bad necromancy, obviously.
Elric, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Is this something Orpheus can help with since I'm proficient?
Sure. Do it at advantage.
Vintage.
Wizard banter.
That's a 21.
Rumors and speculation, nothing concrete, but in your readings in the past, in your studies of arcane knowledge and objects, you've come across a few instances of weaponry that has been imbued with some sort of necromantic magic that can utilize the trapped souls of felled victims, and in sacrificing those souls, releasing that pent-up necrotic energy as additional force.
Once that soul is spent, it's gone.
Correct.
Sounds like we need to get that sword.
You'd have to rely on the hope that he hasn't used that ability by the time we get to it.
General, is Strahd... Do we know if Strahd is an important target in this war? Or is he just dancing around?
We have not heard from Strahd. I mean, save for that whole, him pretending to be Sergei and, infiltrating our Heimir's house section and knowing him as Sergei, who was previously the self-proclaimed new leader of Rockrielt. He has been awfully quiet. We did not know that he was even still alive, or I guess alive again, until that night in Heimir's home.
Well, then we need to decide what our priority is as a group. Or, well, General.
General kind of takes a second, kind of picking her words wisely. In a diplomatic move that you almost seems foreign to her, and you see a bit of almost anxiety or uncomfortable air around her as she kind of steps forward and says, Amithra was an important part of all of our lives, not only as a trusted advisor in wartime, a friend, and just even beforehand, just a friendly face to see around town. Her death impacts us all. That being said, we have started something here today. Something that will bring quick retaliation from Titivlis and his forces, and the remaining members, or the remaining armies of Shan that are still loyal to him. While the loss of someone this close to us is devastating, in times like this we must look at what is right for the greater good. We have brought armies from distant lands to fight our war. We will not have their assistance forever. To focus on revenge right now would be a foolhardy mission. We must continue the assault and continue to take back our homeland. If our paths cross with Strahd in the meantime, then we will rain down the might of all 7 of these armies on him. But we cannot take our eye off the prize, and we cannot take our foot off of the accelerator on this. While we have the support of the Genazis, of these goblins over here, Hymir, his team, the Sky Pirates and all of their assistants, we must continue the assault.
That being
Rolling
said,
insight.
General, I think
See if
some
she's
rest
right.
for the victorious troops is probably due, and some reflection. We need to fortify this place, our new foothold, before we can make any progress anyway.
I agree.
Perhaps allow us to recover our wits for the next battle.
With a 17, no, she is not Strahd in disguise. This is
Okay.
Calliope.
Okay.
Elric's going to leave.
Orpheus is gonna walk up to Hymir with Misra. Say, where would you like to stage your operation?
Well, once we have a secured perimeter around the town, we can take her to. We have a temple on the outskirts. We can take her and keep her there, safe.
I mean, couldn't we, do our little thing while all these other armies are doing that thing? So that we can make sure that her soul is preserved?
Are you saying this to the general?
I'm just saying it out loud to anybody who's listening at this point. Because Elric just walked off, and I've seen the body handed off, and it feels like everything stopped. To Gwen, everything stopped as far as she was aware when she lost her soul. And this doesn't feel right.
Calliope kind of steps up to you and says, while you could go off and hunt Strahd by yourself, and hunt Strahd and attempt to retrieve her soul, we do have more pressing matters to attend to. There are still 2 generals out there that need to be eliminated as our forces march across Conticaria. Your team is the best equipped to take them out.
Strahd also needs to be eliminated, no?
I agree, but as of right now, Strahd does not pose an immediate threat to us.
Do we even know where he's based in?
That is another point. We do not know where he is based at. Like I said, save for up until recently finding out that he was attempting to rule over Rockrielt, we have not heard anything about Strahd in years.
He does play the long game. General, you should know also, Elric told us, assuming Perry recalls correctly, that Strahd intends to destroy everything Elric cares about as revenge. I believe that includes the members of this team, potentially you.
I will tell you what.
Especially me. Because I'm his best friend.
God damn it.
Have you met
Oh
Ted?
my god, he used the F word.
Oh, and
This is not
To
good.
him,
Oh,
to
wait,
him, okay, to him.
I
Yeah,
forgot.
this is not good.
I'm his best friend.
Elric, you did not leave. You did not leave. You may have walked away, but you did not leave.
Oh,
Son
nice.
of a bit. Okay, yeah, I walked away. I have exited the scene.
I will.
Definitely son of a bit.
I'll tell you this. We have to recuperate here. We have to fortify this town before we can pursue any course of action whatsoever. It's going to take time. It's going to take at least a few days to get defenses up and running, and
A whole lot of precious time.
a whole lot of precious time.
So
So,
some patience with that time.
General, 2 comments. One is, if so facto we are now targets, would that not logically lead to the idea that Strahd would then be tailing us, near us, somehow present around us?
Let me finish and I will get to that.
My second question, if I may, is there any reward for killing the dragon of maybe gold pieces that we could resupply with?
The reward was taking back our home.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Hoping to buy some boots.
unfortunately, there seems to be a shortage of boots.
I noticed.
I will tell you what.
Oh my God.
Since this seems to be a pressing issue, and I know that you are all hurting, we do have days that and while she's saying this, you hear rumbling coming from far away. It's like the Genasi have been hard at work since the battle was over, building up fortifications. The Earth Genasi are raising at least temporary stone walls around the city. These fortifications will take time, and we will need to resupply and we will need to rest. If in that time you are able to come up with some sort of plan and some sort of location for Strahd, and you believe you can execute this plan with little to no military assistance, for we are in the depths of enemy territory right now. We cannot afford to send anyone of the main fighting force along with you. However, if you can... Jesus Christ, thanks Internet Dude 909 for subbing. That just scared the shit out of me.
I wonder why you said Jesus Christ.
Because in my ears, all I heard was brung, drung, drung. If you can.
Jesus Christ, internet guy.
Jesus Christ, Internet guy. In that time, if you can come up with a location for Strahd and a legitimate functional plan, and you are not running off, it will not involve you all running off half-cocked out of sheer emotion and anger and blind rage, I will authorize a mission.
So, but like, are we talking like a real functional plan, or are we talking like this group's normal, typical level of functional plan?
I am not expecting a fleshed out plan from you. I've been working with you all for way too long to actually expect something.
Also, I always go off full cocked.
I
There's no
personally
half
am
cocking it here.
God damn it.
It's not what I've heard.
Where have you heard
Thank
it?
you, General. Thank you.
You heard nothing.
In any case, General, you should probably make a statement to the troops. Celebrate this win.
Do you have any
the-
teams sweeping
the
the
alliance.
town for remaining enemies?
We do.
We
Yeah,
also
I'd like
need to
to
reach out to
volunteer
the
for that.
dwarves and let them know.
Yes, we have multiple groups, multiple squadrons sweeping the town for any kind of resistance that may be held up. We also have teams sweeping the outskirts of the area, the nearby forests, and for any remaining forces that may be set outside. We have,
You might want to send some down in the caves.
of course. We also did send word to the dwarves who were attacking Malone, and we have heard.
How's it going, post Malone?
Luckily,
Sorry.
we have heard that the war effort towards Malone is going well. They seem to have the majority of the town under control.
So we're not quite post yet. All right.
It's getting very close to being post Malone.
pre-post Malone.
It is current Malone, actually.
Just for record, am I still holding a Misra, or is did I hand it off?
No, you.
Just
I thought
super
you.
awkwardly, like you don't know what to do with her.
Starting to feel like Weekend at Bernie's here.
Yeah, no, you handed her off. So, what are you all doing?
Is Foundry representative? Is it basically everybody in this courtyard area?
Yeah, more or less. There's, I think a couple people that I didn't have access to import them, but more or less, this is everyone in the general vicinity.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to the fire Janazi that gave me the medallion originally.
Which was Naminar, which is the one on the end there next to Sid. She, as you approach, she kind of she sees you, the black hair with the red tips kind of flickering almost like fire. And she looks and says, "Blessings to you. It's good to see that you made it through."
Hopefully, Bahamut would be proud.
I
Killed a black dragon.
I believe he would be very proud of that.
And I think his influence really helped save the day. Allowed me to protect myself and my allies.
Fantastic. The real test is if you continue that, to walk the path now that your immediate need is satiated.
I would like to point out that Iniselli picked the one character in this room that might be more freaky looking to stand next to.
Casil?
The one?
No, other side.
Oh, Falnick?
Oh, Jesus.
Iniselli and Falnick go way back. They're fine. He's used to that level of freaky.
Orpheus kind of looks over at Captain Sid next to Namina.
Puffing on a cigarette, and he just kind of pulls it out and like, well, knew we'd see each other on the other side, and we both made it. So,
Create any legends this time?
always.
Love
I'll
to
tell
hear
you
it.
about it once we find a pub that's still working, isn't half blown to shit.
Looking forward to it. Then Orpheus kind of goes off to greet the rest of the group there and thank them for their help.
Easy enough.
Which will come over while he's doing that to give big highs to Miri, since she spent a lot of time teaching him how to.
Oh, Butch.
Oh, hello, love.
So good to see you.
How's
So
your
glad you're
cooking?
still alive. Actually, I picked up some new chicks. And I probably talk about chefery. Chefery. That's not the right word.
Chefery.
I think you
Chefery.
mean the culinary arts, my dear.
Yes, the culinary arts. The arts of culinary. Yeah. I've made great progress. I can actually chop things now without trimming my nails.
That's actually a big accomplishment.
Total like claws.
Yeah. I mean, Sam, cut my finger. Spent
Oh,
a long
no.
time cutting my own fingernails for a long time.
That's funny. So that's good.
Can I go stare down my mom,
Yeah. So
who is conveniently right next to Rain?
Oh no.
So you walk up, and she has
like-
she's removed the mask. She's not still wearing the mask.
Neither is Gwen, for the record. I took that off
Oh,
after the
come
battle.
on.
She
Oh my
removes.
gosh, they both wear masks.
You can't be
Oh my
awkward with
gosh.
your mom.
You walk up and she's just like,
Can't be awkward with my mom.
this.
There was a whole episode called Daddy Issues.
I gotta say, I've been looking forward to this moment for quite a while, but this is not exactly how I saw it coming.
I've learned a lot recently, and certainly didn't expect to see you. This is. Have you met Rain?
Just kind of nods at Rain's like, I think there'll be time for that. Later. Hi, Miss. I don't know what the fuck to call you. That's fine.
Rain in their head hears, I'm deflecting.
Your mom kind of looks towards your mom. I think we have a lot to talk about. And there'll definitely be time for it, but it's good to see you.
You're not gonna poof?
No, I think I'm gonna stick around for quite a while. When Heimir tracked me down and said there was this big fucking war happening, and it was an opportunity to actually do something good. Figured I would take the chance, kind of make up for a lifetime of working for somebody who I didn't know who the fuck I was working for. My way of making amends for the shitty things I've done in the past.
I know that feeling. Maybe not like that feeling, but like, yes, we should talk, and you shouldn't fuck off. So, yes.
Yeah.
This is good. I put a high five up to Heimir.
The most awkward, like, just like taps with his fingertips, like,
I think you just hold it there, right?
yeah.
I just take his wrist and I just go.
That was
Isn't he handling a dead body?
interesting. He
thought
would
he
have
handed her
he would
off.
have he would have handed it off to some other
I
druids.
was
to-
like, I
to
would
go
not
back.
be trying to high five him if he was currently holding Amisra's corpse in his arms. That would be so shitty of me. That would be being someone's dead dog level. So let's not.
Arnon has a brief thought. Is Gwen sleeping with her dad?
Oh, gross. Oh, no.
That's what he thinks high fives mean.
Oh my god. Gwen just gets chills.
It's one meaning, okay? It's one meaning.
There are
It's
so
a
many.
possibility.
That is not it.
Rain's gonna be so mad when she finds this out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Moving on.
Please.
She kind of just looks at you and says, I don't really have any right to be, but I'm so proud of you.
That means a lot. I think. No, that's not what that was a separate thought. That means a lot. Thank you. I think that there's plenty of time for us to figure that out. What? Not that you shouldn't be. This is fine.
I would like that. Like I said, I think I'll be here for a while. I don't really have anywhere else to go anymore now that I'm, a trader in my own country. At least until we can figure out how to get this devil guy out of power and reinstate the actual king fully. Our small little resistance is growing in numbers, but we still have a lot of work to do. So right now I don't really have a home. So I'm kind of stuck here.
Home is where your friends are. So you got a lot of them.
Homeless.
Arnon may feel homeless, but he is not.
It's where your compatriots reside. I'm gonna go. We'll talk soon.
Aye, of course.
I just hug her. There was like a moment of like, I'm gonna do this, and then I just hug her. And
Awkwardly hugs you back.
yep. Aw, just like dad's hugs. This is great. Okay.
This is less of an uncomfortable hug. This is just like a I don't know what to do with my hands hug.
That still feels uncomfortable, but that's okay. Just
Progress.
okay. And now I just like look at Rain. Like, run away.
Yeah.
just run away.
You want some? Okay. All right. I guess I'll see you later.
She's got to sort some shit out for a minute.
Okay, above board, I know we talked about this in the distant past, but I don't remember the details. For the tadpoles that infect people,
Yes.
do we know if there's like a sustained thing we have to keep checking for even after the main creature's dead, or?
Well, you wouldn't really know, but the Solar told you at least your party was cleared when he did his health, but you wouldn't know about just the general infected people.
Oh, we should tell the general.
Now that you mentioned
That's what I'm getting at. So I'd
Orpheus.
say after
these people
Orpheus
are
gets
pretty
around
suspicious.
to playing diplomat with the other Genasi and thanking them, he's going to end with Casil and the general.
Mm-hmm.
Casil, did you make contact with the Bleeding Heart? Were they able to help with the diversion?
I did make contact. They raised a little hell, no pun intended, down there. Hopefully kept Titivolus's eye busy, as it were.
Excellent.
And I would assume so, considering we didn't have any fucking devils porting in during this fight, so...
Hopefully that gives us enough time to fortify properly,
Indeed.
to make a proper foothold. General, during the battle with Darkwater, a few of us were infected by some kind of parasite. We were only rid of it after being healed by Solar. It
And
took a
remove
significant
curse.
amount of healing magic to seemingly disable the parasite.
I'm studying Hymir. Does he have any wormhole entry points
Make an investigation check.
around his eye?
You're studying Hymir's holes.
His
I'm
eye
worried, General,
holes.
that
Potential holes.
our remaining forces may have some
22.
infected among them that we should address.
You don't see
Do they have any wormholes?
You don't see any wormholes on Hymir.
Well, they're going through the eye and the mouth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking for wormholes.
Calliope kind of turns to like, thank you for your concern. We will do whatever we can to not only inspect, but keep an eye on and potentially, hopefully, cure people who have become infected. Luckily for us, your team kept the dragon at bay throughout the majority of this fight, so I don't believe that he had the opportunity to breathe on anyone. So that would hopefully leave only manual insertion by other mind flayers, which I'm hoping.
Nice look.
I'm hoping with the speed and chaos of the battle that there was not time for that. But we will keep an eye on everyone and have set up routine screenings and checkpoints.
Saying the our new allies from Shan, does that mean our northern flanks are covered now?
I believe so. And
So
Gwen's mom kind of turns and is like, we do have the forces that we command are not many by any stretch of the imagination, but we should have enough to at least secure the majority of the northwestern territory.
if that's
it's-
the case, our next best move might be a pincer maneuver. Take the rest of the northern territory and then build from there.
Well, between the Kokalian dwarves, this is Calliope. Sorry, I'm like mixing the two of them together. Calliope comes back and is like, well, between the Kokalian dwarves and their attack towards Malone, as well as the Shanian resistance led by the True King and his team, as well as us, that should secure at least the northwestern corner. We have Castilatri to the north there, so we should be secure there. It might be more beneficial to continue taking control of the Western Peninsula. Moving down to Cambodia and then out east from there and sweeping across the peninsula, since we already have the north secured.
Cambodia.
Right then, if you think the dwarves and Shanians can handle it.
I believe so. Hi, puppy. What are you doing down here?
Oh no, Papa.
With that, Orpheus is going to offer the general his services and any further training of the rank and file over the next few days while we decide our next plan of attack, and then he's going to go and try to find Elric.
That would be very helpful. Thank you. I will let you know when we have need of your service.
Gwen, you didn't serve any time on the wall, correct?
I did not.
General, would you like me to go give advices to those building the wall, given that I served on the wall for years?
Absolutely. Any assistance would be greatly appreciated.
I mean, I'm not an architectural expert, but I have a lot of memories of what that wall looked like and how they used it.
I'm sure your experience will be very helpful.
Hymir knows a good granite guy.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, his name is Crunch Steakface. Assuming we're thinking of the same guy.
I don't know. Hymir. I believe Hymir did give me his name, but don't recall. Probably because Scott wasn't listening.
I'm sure it's written down somewhere. So, as these conversations are happening, these other groups kind of breaking off and having more individualized conversations. Elric, where did you go?
To where I remember the flawless tome either stands or used to.
Fantastic. So you walk down these streets and you come across the building that housed the flawless tome. Mostly still intact. There's a couple like kind of bombed out spots, but the majority of the building is still intact. There are a few holes in the roof. There are a couple windows missing some glass, but the building still stands.
I'm going to go inside that building and remember when Amisra and I first met.
As you open the door, make a dexterity save. No, I'm just kidding. You open the door. You walk up to the door and you notice that it is slightly ajar. It seems to be hanging off the hinge slightly, so it's not completely broken off, but just enough to where it won't close fully. As you open it up, you immediately get hit with the scent of like dust and just stale air. You walk into this room lit by only a few rays of sunlight coming through the windows. The glass containers that at one point held scrolls and spell books and parchment
At one point,
now
they're empty.
have a thin layer of dust on all of them. The glass that isn't shattered. Quite a few sections lie in ruin. You see, as you walk through, your feet kind of kick through like loose papers that are scattered across the floor. There's a few broken trinkets. A couple barrels off to the side that have been tipped over and smashed.
Elric is going to search through this place, doing his best to not leave any stone unturned.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. It's a 24.
Not bad. So as you are walking through, kind of rustling through these pages across the floor, and as you walk towards the door into the back room, you see that it is also hanging open into a dark, barely lit storeroom. You walk in to a room you've never been in before. There's a small desk against the wall to the right of the doorway. The back of the room is filled with shelves that at one point held all kinds of potions and arcane objects, spell focuses, and the like now lie with just dust and debris, shattered crystals on the floor, shattered bottles, potion bottles that contents have long leached into the wooden and stone floor. Looking at the desk, you notice one of the drawers is still shut. And with a 24, as you open the drawer, you do find a bunch of just almost ledgers, kind of balance sheets and sales receipts and stuff like that. But sorting through this, hidden, kind of tucked underneath all of that, you find a scroll.
I open it.
You see a specific scroll that you might remember. It's a scroll of eye bites.
Wait, didn't she give me back one, or was that a copy?
Did she give it back to you? I thought she kept it.
No, she gave that back to me before one of the
Well,
battles.
shit. There goes that scene.
Maybe it's a different scroll that's important to her. And then
Wait, no,
it's a different
Elric,
spell.
you're looking at that upside down, buddy.
What you actually see
It's a scroll of fly.
is, give me a second.
Finger of death.
Is a, no.
5 fingers of death.
5 fingers to the face. A scroll of sequester.
I take it. In going through this shop, having gone through everything, Elric is going to exit.
Orpheus, make me an investigation check. With a 17, since you said you were going off to look for Elric, pretty easy to kind of figure out where he went. You walk up right as Elric is walking out of this building.
Find anything good in there?
Memories. And a scroll for a very expensive spell.
Well, I guess you get the community discount now. Sorry, I shouldn't be joking right now. Listen, Elric. Plan seems to be to fortify for the next couple days. Move our armies to the south. Take the rest of the peninsula. While the dwarves and the Shanians focus on the north. The general's given us permission to, if you wish, try to enact something against Strahd with the little time we have, so long as we don't strain the resources of the army. That being said, based on our conversation earlier with Hymir, I'm worried if we do something out of rage, if we attack Strahd directly, we'll only incentivize him to use her soul against us. A strike against us. Or potentially something worse, knowing him. Whatever you choose to do, I'll follow you. But we need to think about everything beyond as well. And frankly, if we go directly after Strahd in a frontal assault, the chances are you're going to lose her permanently. I don't know how we could do it, but if we can find some way to get the sword separated from him without inciting an attack from him, that may be the only bet.
Short of employing a legendary rogue, I don't think that's going to happen.
We got a pretty good one.
A pretty good rogue?
We got some sneaky sorts.
I mean, you guys know Gwen's mom's a rogue, right?
In either case, what I'm trying to tell you, Elric, is that if you act irrationally, which I don't think you ever would, you may just be doing exactly what Strahd wants and dooming Amisra. So I ask as your friend, take some time. Use that big brain of yours. Come up with the best plan of action. And whatever you decide, I'll be there to help you out.
Right. At this moment, Elric is going to cast Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion with the portal being right in front of the door to the Flawless Tome.
Okay.
Tell the others where they can find me. And then Elric is going to go inside to his mansion.
All right.
Orpheus just nods and goes to find the others.
Hey, Butch.
Yeah.
Gwen, I'm going to go see if little guy's shop is still there. Jandar. You want to come?
Sure.
Yeah.
Come on, Ember.
Can I get a break?
I was
I gotta
thinking-
bust out the old notebook.
Yeah.
I was thinking of maybe stopping by the pub, getting some, like a plate of food and maybe beer or something, bringing it to Elric. I know he's probably not hungry, but
Elric's got that mansion that has unseen servants bring him food whenever he wants.
oh,
So, and it's more than just chicken in that one.
is there ranch dressing?
I'm sure deep fried too if you want it.
Ew.
Maybe
So
there's
we'll go
some
to
nut milk.
I head to the purple canvas. See if Jandar's shop's still there. Bring it back, bring it back.
So you walk down.
Sure wish the general would have given us some gold.
That Guardian Bear or Florist Gump.
Florist Gump was not the actual name.
That's what's
Oh
in
yeah,
my notes, so
it
it
was.
is.
You're right. I forgot. You guys talked me into actually naming it Florist Gump.
It took a little doing, but we got there.
So you walk down to where you remember the purple canvas being, and the building is still there. It seems to have fared fairly well. There's a few marks on the outside from battle that happened on that road, a couple singe marks from potentially some fire spells and stuff like that, but the building looks to be intact. You kind of glance in and there's no lights on inside.
Is the door open?
No, the door is shut and it does appear to be locked.
Okay. I'll just look at Ember and go, this guy loves me, and I'll pick the lock.
God damn it. Go ahead and pick the lock.
Good gravy.
My glove's not equipped anymore.
They
Do those require attunement?
No.
Lucky you.
They're still there. They show as equipped.
Sleight of hand should be plus 15 then, instead of only plus 10. So, yeah, add
So 19.
add 10 to that. What?
What? It added 10 to it already.
19. Yeah.
Yeah.
19.
I was going to say.
My bad. Add 40 while you're at it.
The 19, you kind of walk up and just pop the lock real quick. The door kind of slides open. Are you just walking in?
Yeah.
So you walk in.
Hey, Jandar.
You hear the ding 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 of the bell above you.
Yeah.
You kind of walk in and you see that the cases and like the aisles of, if you remember correctly, this place was very uncomfortably cluttered.
Uh-oh.
Your mic again.
God damn it.
Robonick is the best DM because he's Robonick. Robonick.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
All of your base are belong to us.
Testing.
All of your
testing.
base
There you go.
belong
All
to
right.
Nick. Yeah.
So if you remember, this place was almost uncomfortably cluttered because it was just packed with everything. It was
This
like,
was the first store when we made Butch wait outside.
yeah, it was like an organized horde, more or less. And you walk in now, and it's pretty much the same. Only you're not sure if it was, if it's cluttered because of just it being Jandar's, or if it's cluttered due to the like things falling in the war, in the battles and everything. Because you just see a couple shelves where stuff has been like stacked up so high, and now it's fallen into the aisleways. You see as you walk in, there is, and you kind of push the door slightly, and then you feel resistance because there's actually a shelf that has kind of fallen over and is halfway blocking the door. You shout out, and you hear rustling coming from the back room. Yeah.
Jandar!
Hello?
Your favorite customers have returned.
Kind
You
of.
okay?
You see this little. You can just make out a line of sight from the like the doorway that you can't quite squeeze through, and back towards like the counter and the door into the back room, and you just see this tiny little head kind of poke out from the back room and look at you with no recollection whatsoever. It's like, who are you?
Your favorite customer. You don't remember me? What about this big turtle?
Big turtle. I vaguely remember a turtle coming through here like 3.5 years ago.
Yeah,
that's
it's me. That's us.
Wait, what?
Remember
You guys-
her? I mean, she's got a lot more going on right now.
Oh,
All over around here.
oh,
These aren't different though.
wow. Wow. I haven't. It's been 3.5 years, almost 4 years.
Yeah, well, we just saved the city, so
Wait,
you're
you
welcome.
got rid of the squid boys?
Yeah,
We helped a lot.
gone. Dragon, gone.
The
You didn't hear
dragon-
all that noise out there
I
today?
mean, yeah, I heard quite a bit of noise, but I wasn't sure what was going on. I sure as hell wasn't going to kind of look out and figure it out. I was just going to keep myself barricaded in here like I have been doing off and on for the past 3 years.
Jandar, we have been all over the plains, and my stock of hard candy is seriously depleted.
Oh, well, hold on a second. And he kind of like steps up a little bit, and you see him kind of pulling on a couple levers, and you hear the grinding of gears and the clicking of machinery as these kind of glancing up, and there's these ropes that are going across the ceiling that just start moving and pulling, and you see the shelf that's blocking the door start lifting back up and resting into position. It's like, okay, you should be good now, and the door is now free. It opens
That's
up
crafty.
and you walk in. It's like, yeah, I mean, the survivors in the city kind of realized a long time ago that we needed to be a little clever when it came to our personal safety. Otherwise, we ended up with fucking worms in our heads. So,
Very crafty, very crafty.
Hey, Rube Goldberg his door?
yeah, more or less. But
Nice.
it's finally over.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard from Calliope, from the general? She
let us in here.
wait, she's still around. She survived.
Yeah, she's at the keep with her staff and everything.
There was oh my gosh, there was rumors the Durgar army and all of them were saying that the entire leadership of Conticaria as a whole, including the local leadership, had all been slain.
I like to lie a lot.
I was hoping that was the case, but I wasn't. I had no way to check. But
It's a lot easier to get a worm in somebody who's wrought with despair.
I can see how that would be a thing. Yes. Well, I guess I thank you. Congratulations. I'm not entirely sure what to say when somebody, kills the oppressors that have been holding us more or less prisoner for the past 3 years.
Oh, do you have oh gosh, what are they called? Is it whorehounds? Or is it hellhounds? You know the hard candies? Since we're talking about hard candies. Sorry, I'm thinking about.
Hellhounds.
Or are they whorehounds?
That's two very different candies.
I'm sure there's a chart. Oh no.
What?
It's happening again.
Well, maybe there's a chart in the DMG regarding hard candies found at local shops that you can roll on.
I think whorehounds
Whorehounds?
have like a creamy center, and hellhounds kind of like a hard cinnamon candy.
Yeah.
Really hot.
I don't.
Tastes like
I remember the
fireball.
whorehounds being more musty.
Musty?
Well, everything gets a bit weird up in mesh.
Oh, yeah. That's what happens when you take the whorehounds to the swamp.
I mean, they're imported.
So, I mean, I don't know what that specific candy, and we haven't really had candy in quite a while. It's kind of hard to get. To be honest, I really
Kind of hard. Yeah.
there hasn't been
Sort
a
of like-
lot of importing and exporting going on for the last 3 years. Basically,
Your store seems very full.
yeah, this is all still stuff that I haven't really sold anything.
It's not for
Since-
sale. Your mic cut out, man. We can't hear you.
Oh man,
Maybe you should just go to the camera mic.
camera mic. Actually, I think camera mic prefers to be called camera Michael.
Camera Michael.
The Duragar and the Mind Flayers don't really have they don't really do a lot of shopping. So yeah, we haven't really sold anything for the past 3 years. So
That's fair, but you're real good with
Hard candy.
logs
lasts a
and
long
numbers,
time.
right? Like inventory.
yeah, of course.
Have you thought about volunteering with the general?
I would love to, actually. That would give me something to do, and I would, now that if there's anything that I can do, yeah, I could probably do like inventories and logistics
supplies.
for yeah, absolutely. I'll go.
Is he like really stinky?
Oh yeah, the whole inside of this place stinks. So, but
Let's
yeah,
get you a bath.
all right,
Come on.
okay.
It's like the
sounds
cooler
good.
in the Walking Dead prison.
He's kind of like the half crazy at this point from lack of interaction and trying to more or less survive for the past 3 years.
Anybody else still around that you know about?
There's a few. There's not very many of us, but there's a few people who have kind of just holed up for the past 3 years and kept our heads down and our mouths shut, and they hope that they would keep. You know, there's. Make a persuasion check. Actually, Butch is there, so do it with
I'll roll
advantage.
persuasion.
Well, Arnin's the one talking, so you can give Arnin.
fair.
You can give Arnin
I can chime
advantage.
in. You could do it, Arnon. I believe in you.
That's 11.
Oh my god. He's still going he's being very short about things when you talk about other people around there.
Butch, here's what I'm thinking. Maybe we should go around and let people know it's okay to come out now.
Yeah,
Get
that's a good
everybody
idea.
that's been in hiding, let them know it's all good.
All right.
So where are these ones you know about, Jandar? Let's go help them out.
Oh, okay. Let's. Maybe I should see the general first before we start talking
Sure.
about other people.
Sure. She's,
Yeah.
you at least remember her, right? So
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I mean, no offense to you guys, but the people who were here before had a tendency to they fucked with our
Evil,
heads.
murderous, terrible.
And
yeah.
well, they fucked with our heads. So I need to make sure
Little
that
halflings is.
that everything is copacetic before I start telling you where people are. It's not really. I don't want to. You understand?
Okay, as we're walking towards the general, Butch is going to try and coax a list out of him.
Okay.
By
Butch, can you-
persuading him that things are much better, as evidenced by all of the lack of awfulness in the streets.
Sure.
Butch, Gwen, Amber, can
Oh
anybody,
no!
can anybody prestidigitate?
No.
He's
It's a natural one for 14. Yeah, he's
Still higher than.
still higher than him, but he's still keeping his. He's
That's fine.
very guarded right now. So
I don't blame him.
you got higher with a natural one.
Yeah.
And I got with a 13
With advantage.
by 3, not by 1,
Pretty funny.
by 3.
all right. And as you all walk back to the keep with Jandar, we're gonna go ahead and take our break. So give us like 10 minutes, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. Thank you all for sticking with us. So, as you two take Jandar back towards the ruined keep, just kind of like talking, and he's kind of rambling a little bit, as he is wont to do. What are the rest of you doing? Mainly,
Did
Gwen and
Orpheus
Ember.
find us?
Oh, Orpheus, would you have gone back to the keep, or did you go looking for the other two?
I like it would have been back to the keep.
Right. So no, he did not find you guys. Gwen, you left the keep area earlier.
I thought
She
I
went with
followed.
me.
Yeah,
she
I went with
went
him
with
to.
us.
Oh,
Yeah.
you okay?
She was just quiet.
Gotcha.
But if
The f-
only 2 of them went back, I guess.
Yeah,
we could
remember
be
I was like,
raiding
look
the
at my
shop.
fingies.
Oh yeah, the 4 of you went together. That's right. Okay, so we'll just say that you all make it back to the keep, with Jandar in tow. Orpheus.
I did not call him Jar Jar.
You do not. Orpheus meets you there. As you walk in, Calliope's like, well, look who you found. Jandar, it is good to see you again. He kind of looks and is a little dumbfounded, and he's like, General, we thought you were dead. Well, I am happy to say that those rumors are not entirely accurate.
What does that mean?
Just trying to make a joke. I guess it's nobody's really in a very...
She's just dead inside.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That I get. I get it. I get that part.
So, Jandar. Oh my god, that is disturbing. Jandar.
Trying.
You seem well for the most part. How are things here? How's the city? I kind of, well, I mean, you know, we were under the rule of creepy squid-faced, brain-eating creatures and little pale dwarves for 3 years. I mean, I guess we're the fact that most of us are still alive is good enough, right?
Jandar, what happened to your voice?
I don't know. I just
Sounds
kind of
amazing. Oh, okay, there it is.
a little freak. I'm still trying to. I'm still just trying to get used to everything that's going on right now. That's all.
So we're back, like the three of us.
Yeah, you're all back at the keep now.
Who isn't with us?
Elric now.
Okay.
All right, so we'll introduce the merchant to the general. General Clive, I believe this man will be very useful to us in terms of logistics and supplies. He's very good with numbers.
Yeah,
And he
absolutely.
could really use the socialization.
Yeah.
I was also going to talk about where people were hiding so we could help them.
Yeah, and Calliope's like, are there more survivors? And Jandar's like, yeah, I wanted to make sure that this was legitimate and not like another trick by those guys, but, yeah, there is, we actually kind of, came up with a pretty ingenious solution. So if you go back to either the purple canvas or the guardian bear in the back storerooms, there is hidden trapdoors, and we kind of, with the help of a few locals, we created kind of a underground tunnel area where we've been kind of storing some of the weaker members of the city. Kind of whole little hideout, dugout under there.
Fantastic.
You and Frank an entire city?
I mean, there weren't very many of us left, and we could only really...
Do they have any reference for who Anne Frank is?
It's a famous character from Mesh.
Yeah, we could only really...
It's hidden away during the Tabaxi purges.
God damn it.
That got really, really dark.
We could only
That's
really
what we do
protect
here.
the weaker and the more feeble. Those creatures liked to walk through and make examples and feed on the ones who could not work and could not be productive members of society. So Dane and I kind of started working with a few others to create a place for the people who couldn't actually help out to at least be safe. So we saved a few, not as many as we would have liked, but there's a few down there.
Do you have a list of everyone you saved?
Yeah, it's filed under S in my shop.
Jandar's list?
Yeah. But I put it under S because I didn't want somebody to find
I mean,
it.
yeah, they look in J first.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes
So
sense.
Gandar's list.
Don't look at me like that.
I was supposed to look at you, Arnon. Is what I would say if I was here.
yeah.
I am not.
So pretty much anybody is going to be down there.
I mean, there's still a few that are going to be, like I said, the ones who could be functioning members of society and help out with anything that they needed. The stronger, the ones who could carry supplies and build weapons and build barricades for them and all of that. They were still allowed to live, so they are
Where
probably
did they keep them?
mostly in the city center. They weren't really worried about us leaving. It didn't seem like they were that concerned. They didn't think that. I don't think that they thought that we could get very far. So they tried to keep everything as like normal as possible, I guess is what they said. And like we weren't prisoners, but we knew we were prisoners because a few people did try to leave town, and yeah, they didn't make it very far before a couple of the farmers on the outskirts found their bodies with puncture wounds in the skulls. So the facade was, though, that it was still just life as usual, just a different ruling class, but clearly that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Well, General, should we get started on letting these people out?
I think that's a fantastic idea. Jandar, can you show them where these hidden entrances are? Sure.
I think it's important if you come with us, Jandar, so that other people don't think like you did that we're.
Yeah, they might forget us who we are.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we can absolutely do that. I'm gonna have to show you where it is anyway. I'm pretty proud of this one. Me and Dane did a pretty good job of hiding these entrances. We've had people down there for the better part of a year at this point.
Yeah, we keep forgetting that it's been 3 years for you guys. We traveled through time. Can you believe it? It's mind-blowing.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
awful.
you said, like, remember I ordered that seal from you? Do you remember me now?
Wait, the
The wings?
wings? Yeah. Okay.
That was just a couple months ago for us.
That was 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's. I don't know what to say to that. That's really
Time is weird. That's all you can say.
time.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Time is weird. That's all you might be able to say.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go do that.
So you all head back to. He takes you back down to the purple canvas. Yeah, you're right. He's a halfling, not a gnome. I thought he was a gnome. No, that was
okay, guys. Jandar is the name that our lowest level, introductory level on Patreon is named after.
That's right.
That's why I immediately thought of him.
You're right. That's
And there's a picture on our Patreon of what he looks like when you go to that level.
You're right. He's a halfling. I was thinking the weird gnome guy from Torch of. So you
Jandar at Peter?
Yep, Jandar at Peter.
I called him Jar Jar. Because misnomers is something
So
that
funny.
we do here.
So
That was a long time ago.
as you follow him back into the purple canvas, and he makes his way back to the back room, you see him kind of walking over to this shelf that is just cluttered with all kinds of just what looks like useless junk. There's like wooden bowls and like these just weird looking statues that look like they're half carved. Some of them look like they could have potentially been carved by school children. And he's looking around and he kind of like pushes a few out of the way. He's like, oh, I never find it. Where? Oh, yeah, here it is. He reaches up and he grabs this like wooden carving that almost in a very similar shape to a bowling pin, but instead of like the top, there's like this weird, you see like these carvings in the side that almost looks like somebody attempted to carve like some sort of bird out of it. Like you see these lines in the side of the body of it that look like recesses for some really crudely shaped wings. And then the top of the bowling pin style shape, there's like a broken off beak. And then these really wonky looking eyes where one's like going one way, the other one's going a complete opposite way. And he kind of grabs it and he twists it slightly and you hear gears and machinery from behind the bookshelf start winding up and clicking. And then you look over and there is a chest, like a large like trunk. And you hear a rumbling noise from inside of it. He's like, hey, come here, come check this out. And he lifts the trunk up, and the bottom of it has angled down into stairs.
I'll never fit down there.
Yeah, probably not. You might have to stay up here. The rest of us should be fine. And he looks down this pathway and you kind of like glance down and you see these this crudely carved tunnel in the dirt and stone that goes down.
Stop your mic.
Stop.
Robo D, I'm doing
Just the
Robo D.
look
I'm
of
saying.
sheer resignation on
All right.
Nick's face.
How's that?
Worse.
We can still hear it from the
still
other
bad.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I even turned it to the webcam. What the fuck?
I can hear you off in the distance, like a faraway voice.
Your voice sounds like I would imagine it would
Robot
feel
orgy.
like to chew on steel wool.
That's accurate.
Yeah, that's what it feels
Makes
like in
my-
my brain.
Makes my bones hurt. Still bad.
Chewing on
Robot
Everything
orgy.
is awful.
Say,
Now, if we were in a sci-fi
yeah,
game,
right there.
Pull
what
out
was the
voice
store?
mod.
It's like a general goods store.
There you go.
It's fine.
It's fine now.
There we go. Now, I had the wrong thing on. Oh, you guys were here because I didn't change my microphone in Discord. I'm a dumbass. I changed it on the stream to the camera. I didn't change it in Discord.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yep.
That'll
Well,
do
it's
it.
still killing our ears. So.
All right.
We are still dying.
Okay.
My immersion.
Anyway, you look down
My
this
bones.
this crudely carved tunnel that goes down probably 25 feet or so. As Jandar kind of leans over, and do any of you speak Draconic?
What was I learning from Brain?
Primordial.
Infernal.
Infernal, yeah.
I think Rhett was the only one that spoke that.
So he says this word that you all don't understand at all. He's like, I'm just kind of turns around to you all. He's like, okay, we should be good to go now. Just letting him know that it's somebody they can trust. As you all start walking down this path, you kind of bottoms out into this tunnel.
I speak Draconic.
You speak Draconic?
I ought to check my sheet.
Okay. So
I've never used it.
Check your sheet.
so you understand the word.
Tongues.
You would have had to cast it, but you understand the word, and it's just like it's some nonsensical phrase. Basically, the equivalent of like saying pickle butter or something like that.
Banana hammock.
Banana hammock.
Blue eyelashes.
Yeah. So it makes no sense whatsoever, but clearly it's just a call phrase for them, a password. So you.
Hey, DM, can we hear what banana hammock sounds like in Draconic?
No, you can't. As you make your way down this tunnel or this kind of crude stairwell opens up into this short little probably 10-20 foot tunnel before you see this like wooden door kind of embedded into the stone or into the stone and dirt around it. He walks up and he does a intricate series of taps on it and then afterwards you hear this like the barring this door sliding across and a couple clicks of different like locking mechanisms and movement of objects that are clearly placed behind this door to hold it shut before the door starts slowly creeping open, giving you your first glimpse at this probably still fairly small, probably 30 foot in diameter, crude, circular shaped. Even saying room is a bit generous, more like cavern, with a few like magical torchlights around, barrels and crates of some supplies, and probably a dozen to 24 older or injured citizens, all different. You see gnomes, humans, elves, a few dwarves, a few mostly humans, but a few individual races from across Thessia. Looking around, and you see Gwen. You catch a figure you're familiar with. See an older female with kind of long, grayish, slightly curly hair, grayish white hair. Green dress kind of ragged, ripped in places. Kind of a makeshift, some torn piece of cloth as a makeshift bandana holding her hair back. Dirt, smudged face and arms. You see Jonik, the gardener from Florist Gump, the herbalist from Florist Gump, down there.
The one who sold me my first poison supplies?
Yes,
my first poison kit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Babby's first poison.
Yes.
Kind of looking up towards you and a hint of recognition in her eyes as she sees you enter. Most of the people in this tunnel are either in their golden years, or there's a few that are, young teens as well. But from the look of things in here, they've been down here for a very long time. Everyone looks slightly emaciated, malnourished, but they're surviving, and they are here. Jandar kind of looks across and he's like, everyone, so we have some news. I'm sure you all heard all the noises coming from above earlier. They came back for us. Just hear these mumbles and these murmurs and gasps throughout. It's like there's some creatures up there that I don't know what the hell they are or who they are. There's some little green guys and some rough looking fellows up there, as well as this one dude. He looked like a frog. I'm not asking any questions, but there was some people that looked like they just got out of the shower, and then some other guys that looked like they just walked through a fire, and then a bunch of guys that looked like they were posing for a catalog or something, because they just had this like constant windswept. I don't know. There's a lot of people up there and they've the mind.
What he means is it's bath time, everybody.
Get the hose.
We traveled the world. We traveled the multiverse. We gathered friends, allies, everyone we could to fight our enemies.
We lost your sound, Perry.
And now we're free.
There he is. You hear just like these mumbles of like disbelief. Like, is it true? Can we go up? Can we leave? Are we safe? Jandar kind of looks across and he's like, the city is still being secured, but the majority of the forces have been pushed out, and they're rounding up the last remaining soldiers as we speak. But yeah, the General Calliope is back, and she led this host here to take our city back, and they were successful. They're setting up a camp at the old keep. I think we should all head up that way, see what we can do to help, or at least be safe up there. We don't have to hide down here anymore.
Please come out.
Does anybody need help?
There are a few that seem like they are struggling to stand. A few with makeshift like canes or crutches. They're just like branches that they're using to help hold them up.
Can I heal?
You can try.
I mean, do I get the impression as someone who's healed people before that my healing would help them? Medicine check?
Yeah, sure. Go medicine check.
Can I aid?
Can Butch guide me from
Yeah, sure.
the doorway? Oh,
Ooh.
There are a lot of, it seems like quite a bit of what's ailing most of these people is currently malnutrition. While some do have physical ailments, such as, potentially just old age, induced injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems like the majority of what's ailing the most of them is just malnutrition. So
how many of them are there?
there's somewhere between 12. There's probably between around 15 to 20 in here.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Goodberry, and then as they are walking out, Good Shroom. I'll give each of them one because I don't want them to overdo it, and one should be enough to fill them up. And then if I see anybody, I'm just gonna kind of tell Butch like there might be some people that need healing. I'm gonna try to give them a little bit of food as they come out, and then I want to give them good berries as they come out.
Easy to do, and while it's not an instant, like, hey, I've been starving for 3 years, let me eat this one meal and I'm good again. It definitely helps.
Give them a little comfort.
But between that and a little bit of healing magic, between you and Butch and Ember, you're able to at least get them to where they are strong enough and healthy enough to make it out of these tunnels and up towards the keep.
All right.
That's my aura of vitality.
Fantastic.
10 people.
Yeah, so you all, with this train of people, make it start heading back up to the keep. Slow moving, takes you a little bit of time to get there, but you do make it up there. As you get there, you see Calliope has started, like, kind of directing people around. There is a group of soldiers that are currently clearing out rubble from the keep itself and starting to set up like tarps and cloth and kind of stretching tents out over the ruined sections of the keep to make makeshift barracks and command headquarters. They've started putting up tents, like just smaller tents on the outskirts of the wall that went around the keep as well. You see the majority of the courtyard has been draped over now.
I'll tell the general that they were housing the workers around the town square.
Yes, we have had a few soldiers bring in a few people already, so sent out a few dispatchments to round up anyone that they can find. Let them know that it is safe and it's time for us to make a home here again.
Butch is going to use his sending spell to ask how things are going in mesh on the wall.
Who are you sending to?
Oh my gosh.
Birdie meat trousers.
Right? I have to look at my list of names. I'll contact one of the 3 triplets.
What were the
They're probably
triplets?
still alive.
A Hardy McKnucklefuck.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Hardy,
Jesus.
beefy, and stout. Or my guesses. I don't actually know. I have no idea.
Hearty, beefy.
Fine,
What
Mike.
is this? A soup commercial?
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of
Chunky.
like
Chunky, that was
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Hearty, chunky,
Yeah.
and beefy.
No.
last.
That last name Campbell.
I was gonna say last name like Stockpot or something.
Oh man. I've got people up there.
Sure. Oh, okay. So you're just a random soldier, basically, somebody who you knew.
No, I mean I've got friends. I just can't find my sheet here.
Dude, I gave it like 10 names.
Blitz
Ten
quarter pounder.
Jesus.
Cheese McFatface.
No.
Turd Ferguson.
No.
Bert Ernie Bottom.
Gosh darn it. I feel defeated.
Keep looking. We can do this all night.
Thanks.
Oh no.
Steel McSoggy Bottom.
You guys are terrible. Oh, there it is.
Tad Grundle Chode.
Those are bad, and you should
You
feel
can't-
bad.
You cannot recommend that name after fighting against Grundle Tractor for so many months.
Okay, that's fair.
The triplets are Moonlight, Starlight, and Mosklo.
Oh, those are lovely.
Okay.
So much better than.
And I'm
They're
gonna
better. They're just
I'm gonna-
better. Let's say that.
I'm gonna message Starlight since she's Circle of the Moon.
Starlight Chubby Chaser.
I mean, maybe. She's also the talker. But the three
Are
of them
they-
like to dress alike just to keep everyone on their toes. It's kind of hilarious.
Are they like the Fates where like each one of them does something for communication? One of them talks. One of them like moves their hands.
Moonlight does. She's very pensive. Starlight is very social, and Mosklo, she just wants to get things done. She's the one who takes action.
What were you saying about exposition earlier?
Yeah. So I'm contacting Starlight to find out how the war is currently there. Given the battle down south.
All right. So you do your sending. You
And she's dead.
and she's dead.
That's not going very well.
Roll me a d20 now.
Jesus.
Takes a few moments, but then you hear back basically saying, things have been quiet recently. Forces still amassed on the wall, but no attacks in the past few months.
Well, that's good. Okay.
Did you tell him Darkwater's dead?
I did not include that in my message.
Yeah. I couldn't tell because you didn't speak it out loud this time.
Well, I summed up everything. Let's see. Oh, it was Blast Granite Stone, I think. That's my Anaconda Turtle contact.
That's Hymir's granite guy.
Right.
Oh.
And roll fizzle beef.
I'm pretty sure
All
that
right.
was actually one of them, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I fucking hate fizzle beef. It's not what you made beef to do.
Bizzle beef. No, I'm gonna contact Slate Hardback. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't make sense. I should contact one of the elves. Someone want to give me a good elf name?
Is this a different sending, or are we still stuck on the?
You know, this would be a second spell.
Oh,
cast.
okay.
This is a separate sending.
I thought
Because I
we were...
want to contact one of the elves who is a druid who helps to maintain the wall so I can get good advice regarding putting the wall together here.
Andolin Silverleaf.
Well then. Sure.
That's my name suggestion.
All right, I'll contact Andolin Silverleaf. Even though we don't know each other too terribly well.
I only know high elf names, so
That would make sense.
unless you want to talk to the night sailors, I
No.
can't help you.
All right, let's go burn that slot.
Ancient enemy of my house.
The day sailors.
Yes.
Wow.
So I will message Andolin Silverleaf.
Okay. What are you asking?
Greetings, this is Butch Deadlift. Seeking advice on building wall down here in Conticaria against enemy forces, including Mind Flayer's Duragar.
I think Butch just said Conticaria with a mesh accent. Down here in Conticaria.
Are you a Canticarian or a Candicarian?
I'm a Conticarian.
You still got
Now he's-
5 words if you want to say anything else.
I'm the Count of Dakar, man.
Oh yeah, I only did 20.
A minute.
Any advice would be awesome.
Sawsome. Sowsome.
Awesome.
A couple seconds go by and you hear,
Who is this?
who is this?
That was literally the first 5
New brain,
words.
who dis?
What even
wish-
is a butch deadlift?
Good luck. Wish I could explain wall building in 25 words. Just make it strong.
Gross shit.
Grow shit.
Thorns.
Make it hard to walk through.
All right. I will communicate this to the people that I talk to while I survey the wall. But Butch remembers the druids using stone shaping to get people in and out of the walls. We had no gates or doors. When troops did have to be put over the wall very, very quickly, we had a rope and pulley system to lower elevators. Also used to get troops back up on and then over the wall. And I'll convey this to the builders. I don't really know how good their magic is regarding wall maintenance and repair.
Are you turtle-splaining building a wall to Earth Genasi?
I hope not.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's kind of their whole deal, man.
All I got 25 my persuasion.
I appreciate you. You're
Hope I don't
talking.
come off like an a-hole.
So you're standing there as this group. There's like 5 or 6 of them in this area focusing and raising these pillars of stone. And you're standing there kind of explaining all of this as one kind of turns towards you and is like, I appreciate your enthusiasm and your willingness to help. Perhaps you would be better served. Our men here are this construction takes a lot out of us and makes us very hungry. Perhaps your skills would be better served if you could whip up some sustenance for our construction crews here.
Yes.
We appreciate your assistance.
Can I just do my supervisor voice behind Butch? I'm like, no, put that wall there and that wall there.
This one goes here. That one goes
there.
All right. So, is there anything else you all are doing?
Orpheus has one last thing he'd like to do before the day's over.
Okay. What's that?
He wants to go back to the dragon
Easy enough.
and find any well-maintained scale. Granted, he's had a parasite on his back for a while, so but the best scale he can find, he wants to find it.
Make an investigation check for me.
Didn't Gwen and I also want to get teeth or something? We're going with you.
17.
17. You find a few scales specifically down closer to like the back hips, tail area that have not been infected or and survived the battle.
Okay, Orpheus is going to attempt to harvest a few of them, put them in his bag of holding, but keep one out.
Make
One
a-
that he could easily wear.
Can
Maybe.
There's one small enough.
if Ember and I were able to follow him, can we assist him in this?
Sure. Make a nature check. You can do it at advantage since they're assisting you.
Dirty 20.
20. Yeah, easy enough. You're able to pop off.
Pop off.
Yeah, you're able to pop off probably about, let's see,
Twist it.
five pretty decent scales. And you said, Ember, you said you two were looking for teeth?
Yeah, stuff we can carve.
Teeth, claws,
talons,
yeah.
bones, something
Yeah.
carvable.
Go ahead, one of you, with advantage, make me a nature check
I'll do it.
to attempt to harvest this creature.
23.
23. You
Is the
find...
base at the courtyard and the keep?
Yes.
Okay.
You find a total of, or are able to pop out a total of 4 teeth and, shocking, 4 claws off this creature
I
that
just
are
want
s-
one of each. You can have the rest, Gwen.
Yeah. The rest of the teeth and claws either get damaged as you're trying to pop them off, or are already damaged because of the fight.
What kind of condition is the keep in?
Trashed.
Wasn't it ruined when we got there?
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna walk off in the ruins and see if I can find where the dragon was staying. See
Are
it's
you
got
looking for like
hole.
a huge pile of dragon poop or
You
Oh, a huge
do
pile of
see.
dragon gold
You do
Oh.
see that
and
this.
armor.
Yeah.
I like gold and armor. boots.
So you notice that in this courtyard of the keep, there are sections around here that seem to be, especially in the front area where everyone is kind of standing currently, a large area that seems to be an indent in the ground. There seems to be a large nest was created here for the dragon.
In the open air?
Yeah. Looking through,
Search it, yeah.
go ahead and make an investigation check.
$19.
With the 19, you see a handful of coins, a handful of gold. Make me just a general intelligence check.
Oh, yeah.
So with a natural 20 for 24,
Yeah.
one thing that you realize while looking through this, clearly this is not the typical behavior of a dragon.
Yeah, it's in the open air.
But then you realize that this dragon was not under its own will.
Well, don't elder brains like to have hidey holes too?
Typically, yes, but one thing you've never encountered is an elder brain that has taken over a dragon before and probably feels a little more invulnerable. There is no horde here because the elder brain has no reason for a horde. Its mind flayers are its horde, for lack of a better term. You can imagine that any treasures, any riches probably ended up in the possession of Titivolus and in assistance to Titivolus's cause.
In his church's museum.
Mm-hmm. So, is there anything else anyone else would like to do?
There is something that I think I'll... If no one goes back to the mansion, they won't see this, so I can send that to you directly.
Yeah, you can say what happens
Okay.
if you would like.
I mean, like, I feel like we would all end up going back to the mansion to check on Elric and rest and
Yeah, at
eat
some
the
point,
food from the weird servants that nobody sees.
at some point in the evening or throughout the day, you all end up back at the mansion. So,
But we're not
The
going to just not
mansion-
check on Elric.
The mansion looks almost as if all of the light that was in it is dimmed or completely snuffed out.
My
There
house
is-
always looks like that.
There is one room that when people go to the mansion will look like there's any activity. There is a room that has alchemy materials.
So you sit alone in your desolate room.
no lights, no sound.
No music.
It's Like, either I'm already kind of brooding in a chair, or depending on when you get there, you probably catch me in rebottling the 12 drugs that I pulled. Yeah, that's what you find Elric doing.
Elric's contemplating taking drugs.
Oh boy.
I think when Elric notices people are in the mansion, he'll turn most of the lights back on.
Is there a mini golf course?
No,
Boo.
no, there's not.
Bowling alley?
10 pins?
No, there's an archery range.
Yeah. And there's a spa.
I guess I could get shot. That sounds fun.
There's also a Michigan room. It's got gold and blue tiles and nothing else in it.
Oh, surely it has maple syrup.
No. No, sir.
Cherry pie, cherry jam.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a plate of food from the kitchen and go put it next to Ulrich in case he gets hungry.
It goes untouched.
Oh yeah.
Also, you would notice, particularly you, Ember, there is no ranch.
That's probably why it went untouched.
There is no nut milk.
Only 1,000.
I'm sure Arnon can make you some nut milk if that's what you would like to
Ember,
drink
I think
right
he's-
now.
I think he's punishing us.
Oh. Punishing us?
Yeah.
For
No, not punishing. It's just those things are not things Elric thinks of when it comes to food. You can provide your own, but that's... Elric doesn't think of those things.
Arnon milks his nuts.
Phrasing.
who's not?
Okay.
Elric, may I borrow your magical pigments? I'll return them in the morning.
Do as you wish.
Thank you.
Who has the bag of holding?
Gwen
And Orpheus.
Orpheus.
Is it one bag or two?
2.
We have 2 because we got the one from the store.
Oh, right. Do you have the store one or?
Orpheus has got his own little thing going on.
I've got
Oh,
the
is it?
OG one.
Yeah.
Mine's filled
Original.
with fruit and my wanted poster and Rhett's arm.
Right.
Is that going to affect the fruit?
Seasoning?
I'm gonna go to Gwen.
I'm not going to eat any fruit that Orpheus gives me.
I think he's collecting it for that other guy anyway.
Blue Man Group.
It's just going to be lingering around the courtyard.
Blue Man Group.
She's overwhelmed.
He was collecting fruit for the blue guy in the tower, the time tower.
Oh. Right.
Gwen.
Yes.
At some point, I would like to visit Palmadon. I have a spell that I would perhaps like to trade.
Okay. Do you want to go sooner rather than later, or like, are you wanting to go now or tomorrow?
Perhaps tomorrow.
Okay. Absolutely.
Might I use that bag of holding?
Do you need something out of it, or are you wanting to borrow the bag?
I need something out of it, if you don't mind.
Sure. That's fine.
I'm going to reach into the bag. And I'm going to pull out the sun sword.
I knew he was going
Hey, Elric. What you doing there, buddy? Can I have it back?
Gathering information.
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there, Elric, before you do anything rash, which is not typically your bag. That didn't go well when it was attached to someone last time. We went through some considerable lengths, and there was a lot of damage done to Arnon in the process.
Just
Of
for the
using that
record, Orpheus
sword.
is still standing right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you trust me?
I
Not really a
trust.
fair question when you're grieving.
I trust that you'll do what you think is best, and I'm just concerned, Elric, that there's a lot of factors that's going to push you in a direction, and I just want to make sure that you're taking the precautions you need to take, or maybe not, rushing into anything.
If you think I'm going to rush into what I plan to do with Strahd, you haven't been paying attention.
Don't think you're going to rush through what you plan to do to Strahd. I think you might rush to getting to Strahd. That's my concern. If you attune to that weapon,
It's going to tell you to go right now.
it's gonna really hurt your brain more than has hurt your mind more than has already been harmed.
Gwen, I
All
think
right.
you might have missed out on the encounter that we had with Strahd when he was ensorceling both the general and your father.
I came
I
in right at the
know
last minute
at
of
the-
that.
I know at the very least that he's capable of casting spells at least a level higher than I can.
Orpheus, during
I'm
this
not
conversation.
rushing
Sorry.
to do anything to him. If I'm going to make a plan, I need to start planning now. It might take months or years before I do anything to him. But whatever I'm going to do to him is going to be the last thing that ever happens to him.
Okay.
During this conversation, Orpheus is going to recall back to the conversation with the animal god, the dead animal god, where the god told him to trust his friends. In that particular instance, referring to the situation with Gwen and Rhett. But apply it to this situation. And recalling that he still has his bond, his weapon bond, with the Sun Sword, he's going to look at Gwen. Just say, Gwen, go ahead and give it to him. Let's trust him. And then he's going to look at Elric. Got your back if this goes south.
It won't.
Am I there?
Yeah.
Don't attune to it unless you want to go after right now.
I'm not attuning. Not yet.
That thing has got a one-track mind. And it's an a-hole about it.
That much I gathered from your use. I have spells. Spells that I can use to gather more information on Strahd. For right now, I just need to have access to it so that I can do spells like Legend Lore. And when it comes to it,
You know that was his brother's sword, not his, right?
I know. When it comes to it, I will need one of you to perhaps use that as an item for scrying. I have an idea, but I need time to turn it into a plan.
What does
Does he-
Legend Lore do? What does Legend Lore do?
It's like a superpowered identify spell. It gives you an insane amount of background about the
Is
magic.
it like,
item.
is it pretty much grim psychometry?
It's
pretty
more
similar.
than grim psychometry.
It's similar but not the same.
Was Elric there when the general told us that if we made a plan, we'd be green lighted?
No.
Okay.
He had already walked off at that point.
I guess I'll mention, like, I don't know how long this would take to turn into a plan, but the general had said if we formed a real plan, then we could follow it with her blessing, but not her people.
It's going to take longer than that.
Ah.
This is just the beginning. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to take the Sun Sword handle, hilt, because I haven't attuned to it. And then I'm going to go off to one of the rooms in my mansion where I'm going to begin casting spells such as legend lore and perhaps contact other plane.
I am going to see if Gwen will put all those drugs in the bag of holding until the morning when you have more clear thoughts.
Part of your process, Alric? Or did
The
you
drugs
just
are
leave
for something
them?
else?
Do you want me to put those in here for now? You know, just while you're doing your thing?
Yes, by all means.
Wonderful.
All right.
Now, if I remember correctly, that sword like basically gave me a vision of its past.
Yes, pretty much.
With the brother and the breaking and all that stuff.
Yes.
I can't remember if I relayed that to everybody.
Knowing you, probably not.
That is fair.
I
That's
think
fair.
you
That's
relayed
fair.
the Spark Notes version of that.
So, you go into this other room. Are you casting legend lore?
Yes.
Okay. So you take 10 minutes to cast legend lore with your 250 gold pieces of incense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, reading legend lore. Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. The more information you already have about the thing, the more precise the detailed the information you receive is. Casting legend lore on the Sun Sword. Is there anything specific you are looking for?
I think in that casting of legend lore, the things that I would be looking for specifically would be any quotes specifically from his brother.
Takes a second. The first thing that it reveals to you you see Strahd as an old man standing in front of you, in front of your vision. Face weathered and wrinkled, but not yet pale. You see,
Cassandra dropped.
I don't think so.
Your
camera
camera.
dropped. There you go.
Rude.
You see an outstretched hand from your perspective, reaching out and shaking the hand of Strahd. Looking down, you see this hilt, the same hilt that you hold in your hand, but with this pristine, gorgeous silver blade. Image shifts to the shattering, the breaking of blade and hilts. You feel malice You feel hatred being channeled into this object. A sourceless voice You betrayed me. I will hunt you down for all eternity. I will not rest until you and all of your ilk are slain. As your vision returns to you holding this hilt in your hands.
You betrayed me. I will hunt you down for all eternity. I will not rest until you and all of your ilk are slain.
As you say these words out loud, you feel the weight of this hilt double for a split second, and you swear you see it start pulsing with a golden light.
Seeing that, I instinctually cast Remove Curse on myself.
Fair enough. As you all take your uneasy rest in the mansion at night, visitors coming and going and seeing you, far away from you, something you do not see, walking across hilltops, mountaintops, staring down at a valley below. A pale figure approaches the now returned Valley of Barovia. Flanked by 3 individuals, cloaked and hooded. As they stand there looking over the valley below them, a shadow is cast upon them as this large, demonic-looking, vampiric monstrosity steps behind them. As the new shadow falls over the Valley of Barovia, that is where we will end it for tonight.
Spooky.
Welcome to my home.
Blah.
So, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you for those who joined us on Friday for our special monthly in-person session. I apologize for my microphone issues tonight. Hey, patreon.com/thosenatural1s. Help us purchase all the new equipment that we need and be more professional. So, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you again here next Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Time at youtube.com/@thosenatural1s and twitch.tv/thosenatural1s. So, we will see you next Tuesday.
Where hopefully we don't roll a natural 1 in determining which enemy to go after next.
Indeed. Have a
Right.
fantastic night, and we will see you next week.